What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. Golden Husher here. And today we are going to be reviewing the 8th chapter of Choujin X. So this chapter actually released yesterday, which was kind of funny because I literally thought about this and then literally probably like an hour later, the chapter released. So I was like, oh, well. So if you all do enjoy this video, please don't forget to hit that like button and also subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. So without any further ado, let's begin. So we start off with Tokyo's sister yelling at Tokyo because she was wondering why he was a key witness for a secret agent and something like that. And this was obviously after the events of him facing off against the Snake Chosen. So then we switch to him being in school where his teacher literally asked the same thing or whatever. Then we see him talking to Azuma, and he's basically telling Azuma that he's going to be spending time at the organization known as YAMOTO MORI, which is basically an organization for Choujin by Choujin, which is how Azuma summed it up. So it's an organization of a group of good Choujin that obviously tries to help others out and also teach. It also teaches stupid notification just popped up. It also teaches other Chosen how to use their powers and whatever. So it's kind of like My Hero in a way. So they get like a license or registration, which we'll see in just a second. So Azuma finally apologizes to Tokyo for how he acted a few chapters ago, of how he yelled at him when he was in trouble or whatever. And Tokyo just brushes it up. He just brushes it off as and just saying it's just fine or whatever. So that was like the little intro of the chapter. So we meet a new character and then the returning character that we've seen before, whose name is Simon Kagomura, who was 17 years old, and he's a guard at the Yamato Mori organization. And then a new character that we meet is also another guard who is a third year at Konpei High, who is 18 years old, and her name is Maiko Momoma. And then obviously we see Ellie, whose name is Ellie Osota. So, after getting introduced with these, I guess, new characters or whatever, um, Ellie talks with Tokyo about joining a course because she doesn't know anything about Chosen. And I guess like all of the new students or whatever there had to take a 40-day course on Chosen. And then at the end of the course, they will take a brief test to basically obviously inform them about all of this stuff, or to test their knowledge on the stuff that they learned during the course. And then at the end of it, their registration cards will be issued to them and stuff like that. So then Simon explains to them about the registration system, of how there are two types of registrations. We have the Class A registration, which basically lets the carrier use chosen abilities for research purposes, and also social development, which is also to help people out if they're in trouble. And then the second type of registration is the Class B registration, which is for helping others out, but only in like unavoidable situations. So basically, like if you're pushed into a corner. And then we have the unregistered, which are chosen who are not allowed to use their powers whatsoever. So the villains that we've seen so far who were using their chosen powers are unregistered. So you have like a little situation going on of how one of the new characters wanted both Ellie and Tokyo to avoid them from seeing what she was about to do, and all she did was just lift a giant tree out of the way. And then we see Sandek, which was we seen him in a couple chapters, who was basically their instructor, or at least for this little portion. And he asked to a few questions about like what do you consider to be good and what do you consider to be evil. And then he also asks like who are your allies and who are your enemies. And that's when Tokyo wonders that if that snake chosen that he faced off against was an actual enemy. But Ellie just doesn't hesitate at all, and she says the smoke man is my enemy, which we seen in the very first chapter. during that whole plane hijacking incident. So then he asks, how do you hope to benefit from your lies or whatever? And then Tokyo is just like, what? And he's saying that's the most important question or whatever. And Ellie, she answers by saying money. And Sandek replies like, why is that? And then she says like, well, most of your dreams can come true with money, and you'll be able to buy things that you typically won't be able to afford in normal circumstances. And Tokyo is just surprised by this answer. And then Sandek asks him, how about him? So he wonders to himself, what would be my benefit? And then he says, could it be something that could help Azuma out? And then he's like, no, because that would basically just be Azuma's benefit and not his own. So Sandek basically rephrases the question and asks him, do you have a dream? And Tokyo once again thinks to himself about a dream that he may have. And then he kind of starts to think about like saving people to become an ally of justice. And overall, he just doesn't answer the question. And then Ellie just stares at him. So a bit of like time later, maybe a few hours, few minutes, who knows, we see Tokyo at the bus station waiting to get picked up. And then that's when Ellie runs to him and wonders why he didn't answer the question about his dream. So he basically tells her like he couldn't think of one or whatever. And then she just asked him like, well, what's the point of living then if you don't have nothing to look forward to or whatever? And then he was just kind of surprised and shocked that she actually said that to him. And he's like, do I really need to have a dream to live or whatever? And he just wonders to himself. And he asks Ellie, like, then what do you want to do with money? And she's just like, I already told you, like, you can buy things with money. But she's like, we're not here to talk about me. We're actually here to talk about you. So he's just like, I haven't got any dreams. And then he's like, what's wrong with that? And then she's just like, are you sure? And he just gets on the bus. And then he looks away to see Ellie running back to the like HQ or whatever. And he's just like, did she really come all this way just to ask me about that? Then we see a news reporter reporting the incident that happened at the zoo where the animals escaped. But it seemed that many of the animals have been rounded up because of the private Choujin organization. But some animals, such as the tiger and the vulture, are still missing. And then we see two more new characters where it's like some Cthulhu-looking individual. And then I think that's a female chick or whatever with a mask on. And then on the last panel, they just like, I guess we do have to clean this up. And basically like, we should take a vacation or something like that. And then she makes a joke about him becoming a boiled octopus. So yeah. So then Tokyo asks his sister about any possible dreams that she may have, and then she just says to marry money. Not really to marry money, but to marry into money. And it ends there. So it was a pretty good chapter. It was very informative. Obviously, it wasn't like as action oriented as the others, which is fine because we did get to see some new characters and a bit of a background as to like this whole Choujin organization known as YAMOTO MORI. So I'm definitely looking forward to more chapters of this series, which I don't know when it'll be. It might be like sometime mid-November. I'm pretty sure it'll be like sometime, but not to say November. I mean October. So I'm pretty sure it'll definitely be sometime before the 31st of October. So that's something to look forward to. And yeah, that's all we have for this video. So I hope you all have enjoyed it. And if so, please don't forget to hit that like button and also subscribe. And then don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And also join the Discord so you'll be a part of the discussion that we may have about anything manga related or even anime or just life in general. So yeah, goldenhashira out. Peace out, everybody, and see you all next time.